Tina Games, Cultural Council.
Hello, good evening. Make sure. Well, I am the new chair of the Cultural Council, so it's wonderful to meet all of you. Some of you I know personally. And welcome to our newest selectman. I know it's been a few months, but still new to me. Just, I guess, because this is on television and hopefully people will be watching later, just want to give a little bit of a background on the Cultural Council. We're one of 329 local councils who are charged with allocating grant funds for community-based projects. And this can mean a variety of different things, which I'll talk about in just a moment. We're funded in part, and for anybody listening that doesn't understand how this works, we have three forms of revenue on the Cultural Council. Part of it comes from the town of Harwich. We thank you very much. We always put forth an amount every year that's voted on at the town meeting, and we appreciate that, so thank you. The other part comes directly from the Massachusetts Cultural Council, and then we fundraise, which I'll talk about in just a moment. And we take those three pots, if you will, and put it together, and that really supports the grant program that we do every year. Before I talk about the grant program, I did want to just touch on our committee, or our council actually. We are charged with 9 members. Currently we have 8 active members. We have 1 vacancy at the moment, which I did see it on your list for the end of the evening, so thank you for that. And we do meet once a month with the exception of July. We, of course, elected a new chairperson. That would be me this year. And it's really wonderful in the Cultural Council because we have some new faces after about 6 years, I believe, from what I understand. So we also have a new treasurer, Joan Sacchetti, Secretary Debbie Ferry. So we are all stepped in this year, actually, August. So we're all still fairly new. We welcomed back Roseanne Clark, who just came back after a year off, and our new member, Roseanne Donahue. They join our remaining members, Lorraine Bossy, Sharon Miller, and Ann Leet. And I do want to recognize 3 women who have given quite a lot to the Cultural Council. Lynn Schweinsalt, who served as chair for a good 6 years, I believe, but she served on the council for 6 years and in the role of chair for several years. And Lynn Laviere served as our secretary, and then Florence Lofberg also was an active member. So I do want to say thank you very much to those 3 ladies for their service, and they're going to take some time off and hopefully might come back. Our grant program it continues to be the main focus for the Cultural Council. And what we're trying to do, since we are a bunch of fresh faces, is we're really looking at new and very innovative ways to get the word out about our program. We're kind of noticing a lot of the same people and groups that apply for the grants every year, and we kind of want to change that up a little bit. We certainly welcome them to come back, but we also want to get the word out. We want some new fresh grants coming in. This year, the Harwich Cultural Council received a total of 24 grant applications, and together the funding request has totaled $17,500. We did decide at our last meeting we're giving out $13,000 in 2017 for grants, so we'll be looking at that. We started our next meeting, we start to review those applications. And I'm very, very happy to say that for the first time in the history of the Cultural Council, we are strictly online. No more paper applications. This was an initiative by the Massachusetts Cultural Council, and it has gone very well. It was our first year. We haven't really had any glitches, but it was a very new process for a lot of people to go online and to go through it. One of the things I loved about it is it really walked you through the steps. Something I saw last year as a new member of the Cultural Council, where some people are very used to applying for grants, others aren't. And so there's always some missing information, maybe information that would help us make a decision. What the online process does is it walks you through the questions. So everybody's kind of on an equal playing ground, so it kind of prompts you. And I really like that because I think it equalizes a lot of the grant applications. And I've already started to look at those, and I can already see we've got a lot more information to work with this year. I do want to touch on, in addition to the grant program, I want to touch on a couple of other things that we did last year. We did our reception for our grant awardees. We do that every year. It's over at the Brooks Academy, and it's always wonderful. We have a choir. The middle school choir typically comes and sings. They'll be doing that again in 2017. We also have an annual trip, a cultural council trip, that we sponsor every year. This year we had 22 people attend a national parks trip. It was the 100th anniversary of the national parks, so we put together a nice trip. 22 people went, and we made $4,700. So that was wonderful, and again, that rolls into the grant program. And one of the other things we're going to be doing this year that we've already started having conversations about is with Monomoy Regional High School. Bernadette Waystack has come to a couple of our meetings, and we're having some really good conversations about what we can do as a cultural council to partner with some of these amazing artists we have in the high school, and what can we do together as a project in the community to kind of collaborate. So we are looking at that project, and we'll be talking about that in 2017. So hopefully next year when I stand up here, I'll be able to kind of tell you what we've come up with. Some of the goals for 2017, as I mentioned earlier, we really want to increase our presence in the community. We want more people knowing about the grant program. We are looking for very innovative, creative ways to collaborate. We are making a public announcement here, and we'll be putting it in the papers. We want people to start bringing their ideas to us. What can we be doing out in the community as a cultural council? What initiatives should we be taking? And so we're going to be inviting different people who have ideas to come to our meeting, and let's just see what else we can do beyond just the grant program. And just increasing public awareness out in the community about just all kinds of cultural events, and just continuing to support what's out there already. And I think that's it. We are going to be putting together a subcommittee for the next cultural trip. We've got lots of ideas every year. We're going to have a subcommittee to think about, well, where do we want to go next? What's of interest to people in the community? Again, that's a big fundraiser, for us. And I think that's it for my report. Any questions?
Excellent report. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Angela?
No, thank you very much.
Julie?
No, thanks.
Peter?
Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you
Great
very
work.
much.
Thank you very much.
All right.